All right, so we've made it. It's closing day.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about what to expect. We're in the home stretch, but you're not done quite yet, right? So there's some really important things we need to cover to get you ready for a successful closing.
Right up until closing, the attorneys have been working on your behalf to make sure they get your payoff. That way you'll know what you owe. They'll get all the documents ready for you. So don't worry about that. The attorneys will be working through all of that stuff for you. But I think what you need to do to get ready for a successful closing is get out of your house.
Yes. I know a lot of people are stressed at this point and sometimes can mismanage time, but it is important that when you go to closing, unless you have some other arrangement, you have to be ready to hand over possession to the buyer at closing. So that means all of your stuff has to be out. So you need to have a plan for how you're going to move things out prior to closing. It's also important that you make sure you leave the home in a clean condition, right? So I always tell sellers when they ask me, do I need to have it professionally cleaned? Can I clean it myself? Unless it's been stipulated and agreed to in the contract, leave the house the way you would want to find it if you were moving into it. So, wipe out cabinets, make sure that you get stuff out of the refrigerator. Inevitably, please check the dishwasher. People forget and they leave their dishes in the dishwasher. So make sure you go through and you check all of your appliances, all your cabinets, all your closets.
Yeah, and don't get catty at this point. Sometimes negotiations are a little tough and they're like, well, screw it, I'm just going to leave it for the buyer. Ultimately, they're most likely going to do a walkthrough, a final walkthrough. And we try with our buyers to do it the day before or the night before, once everybody's out. And that is when people's emotions are at the highest. And if it's dirty, if there's something still in the house or something's wrong, they're going to raise holy hell about it. And it's not going to be a fun closing day. So just treat the other person as you would want to be treated, even if it's taking the high ground of this.
That's right. I think that's the most important thing to remember at this part in the process, because emotions are running high. People usually are operating on less sleep than normal. So, just leave the property in the condition that you would want to find it if you were a buyer.
So now we got to go to closing. We got to sign some documents. Not a whole lot. The seller side's pretty minimal, but make sure everything's, like we said, out of the house. Bring your keys, bring your ID, and hopefully you're not bringing a check.
And a can-do attitude.
But yeah, most likely you're going to be at the same table as the buyers. If it gets really kind of tumultuous, you could ask to be in a different room. But a lot of times we see them be in the same room together, so just heads up on that. And the attorney will guide you through the entire process. We get to just be pretty faces that sit at the table and listen, because this is the attorney show, and it usually takes about an hour, hour and a half.
So I also have sellers ask me sometimes, what if I can't attend the closing, or what if I'm out of town, or it's an investment property and I'm in a different country. So it's not a problem for sellers not to be present at the closing. You just need to make sure your agent knows that with as much advance notice as possible, so that they can let the attorney know, and you can either work out a power of attorney or a mail away closing.
Absolutely. So congratulations, you made it through the entire process. Hopefully your actual process will go as smooth as the one we talked about today.
I hope that you will find the information we've laid out helpful and a benefit to you. Here at The Art of Real Estate, we want to make sure that all of our clients have a successful and smooth closing process. If there's anything we can ever do to be of help, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.